I mean, this is our first day together on the practice floor, and we were able to tweak a few things offensively, and we had a good defensive session in terms of watching film and from last night's game, which I thought was a great defensive effort. So, still a long way to go, a lot of work ahead, but we're looking towards the opportunity.
Mike, what do you see in the spirit of this team?
Well, I mean, the spirit is high. Yesterday morning was kind of low for everybody. When your head coach steps down, that's not easy on anybody. And again, I wish Mike and his family nothing but the best. They gave me an opportunity, along with Dan, his brother, and Phil, to come here and Weber to coach. And they trust in this team in my hands now, so I got to try to make the best of it.
What's your biggest challenge now? 23 games left.
Winning games. That's the biggest challenge, and taking it one game at a time. But the good thing and the beauty about this league is we control our own destiny. It starts again tomorrow night against the Pacers, who are playing extremely well, and we're still on the outside looking in, and we're trying to get back in the playoff run.
What do you remember about playing basketball in the NBA New York way back when?
Well, I remember playing for a great coach in Red Holtzman, who taught me that rookies were to sit and listen and learn, and that taught me a valuable lesson, I think, but way back when. And I did. I sat and I listened, and I learned a lot as a rookie. We had a really good ball club that particular year where we won 50 games, and it just kind of jump-started my career, and I was traded and was able to move on and start to play basketball on the floor in the NBA.
Mike, for whatever reason, this team's been streaky. Can you put your thumb on that? And you think that they got a positive streak now moving forward?
Well, I mean, I like to think we're feeling good about ourselves. And again, it's me being the coach, I got to hold people accountable as well as myself in terms of pushing these guys to play at a high level. Each night we step out on the floor and on the practice floor. I thought they was very attentive today, and was in tune to what we wanted done, and got through it. And we're going to see if it's going to be a carryover on the floor tomorrow night.
Mike, you mentioned defense first when you're talking about your philosophy.
Absolutely, because I've seen it at a high level some years ago in Detroit, where we probably wasn't as gifted and talented as this team offensively. So we did everything defense first and won an NBA title doing it that way. And I think when you get in the playoff run and deep into the playoffs, it's the teams that really defend and rebound. They figure it out offensively, but it's the teams that defend and rebound are the teams that normally come out of a championship run as champions.
Mike, you mentioned accountability last night, and then in the locker room, some of the players brought that up without even being asked about it, Amari and Carmelo, and they seem to be welcome to being held accountable by you. Why do you
Well, they should be. We all professional athletes here, players that get paid great money. I'm a professional coach that's got to be held accountable for the players that we put out on the floor, and it should only be that way. Expectations are high. I said that yesterday, and it was high as we came into training camp this year, and it's not going to change as far as I'm concerned. But again, we got to do it on the basketball floor, and I got to push guys to make sure that they get it done.
A lot of times the point guard is obviously the extension of the coach. Is that, with you and Jeremy, a feeling out press, or you actually know what you want to do to stay the same?
Well, again, Jeremy's in a learning stage, and everybody is. As far as I'm concerned, with me being the head coach, they got to know what I'm about and what I'm thinking, especially the point guards that play. And, if Bibby's playing, if Tony Douglas gets an opportunity to play, Barron and Jeremy, who all run the point guard, we got to be on the same page, and they got to know what I want, and then they got to know the players around them and who's feeling what during that course of the game, and be able to distribute the ball and still be able to do their thing as well. I'm not going to limit them as well.
Is it Carmelo's ball club in your mind? Is he the guy?
It's everybody's ball club. I want everybody to feel comfortable when I put a guy in the game. If he's got a shot, I want him to feel comfortable about making that shot, but I want everybody to know that when it comes nut-cutting time and I got to get a big shot, I'm going to go to Melo and Amari and guys that have done it. A lot of these guys are young and they're still trying to figure it out. Those guys have been around the block a number of times and they've done it. So they'll be the go-to guys coming down the stretch.
Given your Indiana Hoosier ties and Pistons ties, did you talk to Isaiah or Larry Brown about coaching the Knicks?
No, I mean, once I got the job, they called and congratulated me. Again, it was a surprise to me. I wasn't expecting this, but again, I'm not scared of a challenge either, and I'm looking forward to this opportunity. I know it's a short period of time. We got 23 games left, and you can rest assured I'm going to try to make the best of it.
What was the biggest difference being head coach today as opposed to being the assistant?
Well, I mean, again, you're more in control. And I went 6 years, guys, in Atlanta, where I started with a very young team of 18 and 19-year-old young men. And it's not a day that goes by I don't thank the Atlanta Hawk organization for giving me an opportunity to build that basketball team. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to finish the job. It was a good run. And Mike D'Antoni and his family and Mr. Dolan and Grunwald gave me an opportunity to come back. I set out a year, something I hadn't done in many, many years, and it was frustrating to sit and watch, but they gave me an opportunity to come back here where it all started 30-some years ago, and now here I am as the head coach. A big influence, I mean, without a doubt. I mean, I learned a lot playing for Bob Knight. He's a very good friend of mine. He was great for me as a student athlete when I attended IU, and he and our friendship still remains today. And I can pick up the phone and call him, and he can call me and give me advice about coaching. He's the best at coaching, man. I don't care how you cut it. He taught me how to prepare, along with a lot of other coaches that I had an opportunity to play and work with. But he was very personable in terms of how he prepared for games, and when he had enough time, it was pretty damn good.
Speaking of coaching, do you want to add some additions to your staff and do
Well,
little tweaks and stuff?
Well, we're going to talk about that today. I'll sit down with Glenn, our general manager, and Alan Houston, and we'll try to come up with the best solution in terms of who we're going to field to come in and help me.